Welcome back to the Nancy Levin Show. Lately, people have been asking me a version of this question. Aren't you afraid? Now that anyone can open an AI app at 2 a.m. and get coached. Now that a machine can remember everything you tell it and never get tired and never charge you. Aren't you afraid that what you do is going to disappear? So I'm going to answer that question today. Not with a pep talk, not with the thing a coach is supposed to say to feel better about her own future. I'm going to give you the real answer because the real answer will tell you something true about what you actually need to change your life. So I'm going to start in a place that you may not expect by telling you that honestly, I love the tool of AI. I use it. I'm not going to pretend I don't. It's genuinely a remarkably good tool. But here's the thing that I want to stress. It's only a tool. Now, for some people, it is the first place they've ever told the truth. The first place they may have felt safe enough to say the thing they never could say to a human face. If you have spent your whole life managing how you come across, if you've been performing fine, making sure no one ever saw the real weight you've been carrying, then a patient, always available, unshockable presence that you can finally be honest with is not nothing. It might even tempt you and support you to show up as the most honest you've ever been. And I would never take that away. A machine might be the recipient of you saying the most true thing. Telling the truth is sacred and it has to start somewhere. But something I've learned in doing all of this work over a decade is that telling the truth is not the same as changing your life. And AI is a tool. But coaching is a relationship, and being heard is not the same thing as being changed. You can confess anything and everything. You can finally name the pattern, see the fear, say the thing out loud, and wake up the next morning in the exact same life. Telling the truth is where change begins, but it's not where change happens. And the distance between those two, between saying it and living differently, is the entire territory of transformation. So the real question was never, can a machine hear my truth? Of course it can. The real question is, what does it actually take to cross the distance? To not just tell the truth, but to change your life. And so what I want to tell you is that it takes 3 things that a tool like AI cannot give you. 3 things that only ever come from another human being. Curiosity, nuance, and accountability. And I'm going to take them one at a time. So, curiosity. Now, a machine will ask you 1,000 questions. I'm not going to pretend it can't, but I want you to feel the difference between 2 kinds of curiosity. A machine generates the question that fits, the reasonable next question, the one that follows from what you just said. A human being who is genuinely curious about you does something else entirely. I get curious about you, not about your topic, but about you. And so I don't ask the question that fits. I ask the strange one. I say, wait, go back. 5 minutes ago, you said something and you laughed and you moved right past it. What was that? That question does not come from a pattern. It comes from the fact that I am paying attention to you. I am present to you. And the way you pay attention to someone you actually care about makes the difference. Real curiosity is not a technique. It's not a technology. Real curiosity comes only from presence. It's one creature leaning toward another, wanting to know what's really going on in there. A tool waits for your next prompt. A human reaches toward the thing you didn't even know you were hiding. A tool waits. A human reaches. That is the difference. Now we're going to look at nuance. And here's something that's true about you, about every person I have ever worked with. You do not fit the framework. Your life is too specific, too contradictory to you. A machine has read about millions of people, and so it will gently, helpfully place you among them. People who feel this tend to need that. And it might be right sometimes, but transformation does not live in the general. It lives in the particular. It lives in the place where you say you want the thing, and your whole voice goes thin and careful in a way that tells me you're terrified of the thing. It lives in contradiction, in the gap between what you said and what you meant, between the words and the catch underneath the words. That's nuance. And nuance is not pattern. Nuance is the one specific contradictory you held by someone who is not matching you to the millions, but actually reading the one of you in front of them. A tool meets the truth you can put into words. A human reaches for the truth you can't put into words yet. The one living in your breath, the pause, the thing you almost said and swallowed. A tool waits for the truth you bring. A human reaches for the truth you don't yet know how to say. And the third, the one that matters most for actually changing your life, is accountability. But it's not the kind you think. A machine can remind you of your goals. It can check in. It can ask you how things are going, and that is useful. But a machine cannot hold you accountable. It can only offer you a reminder. And a reminder is not the thing that's going to put you into action. On the day that you swore you would do the thing that you don't want to do. Someone who has seen you, who has witnessed who you are becoming, someone holding the vision of you even during the times that you can't hold it for yourself, someone you do not want to come back to and tell, I let myself down again. That's the person who can hold you accountable. Not because they're going to judge you, but instead because they believe in you, because they care, because it matters to them whether you rise. And that, the fact that it matters to another, is the engine of coaching. A machine can say, I believe in you. It can say, I'm proud of you. The words can be perfect, but somewhere underneath them, you know the truth. There is no one there to be proud. There is no one there who will feel it if you disappear. It will be exactly the same whether you transform your life or you never open that app again. A tool just sits there, whether you show up or not. A human reaches toward you. A human can hold you in a container. A human can prompt you with powerful questions that take you deeper into your own answers, not the questions that follow suit from a strategic pattern. A human reaches for you when you slip and says, where did you go? Come back. I can't find you. I can't feel you. I'm still here. Again, a tool waits and a human reaches. And when it comes to actually changing, being reached for is the difference between staying the same and becoming someone new. When I'm coaching, I've got someone on the screen with me. They've been talking for a while, competent, articulate, telling me they're fine. And then I ask a question, a strange one that doesn't fit. the one curiosity reached for, and they stop. Their breath catches, their eyes drop, there might be silence, and that's the whole thing. Because in that silence, I don't reach for a brilliant response. I don't fill it, I don't fix it, I just stay steady, breathing with them. Because I can read, this is the nuance, that the silence is not empty. The silence is the sound of someone arriving at a truth they've been running from for years. And what they need in that moment is not the perfect word. It is a steady human presence, staying with them in the dark, not afraid of their pain, so their own system can borrow that steadiness and finally let the truth rise. There is curiosity, nuance, and care all happening at once in real time between two living people. We change in the presence of one another, and a machine can say something wise into that silence, but it cannot be the steadiness that holds the container that is going to propel you deeper and forward. A machine can sit with you and wait with you. It cannot reach for you. So when people say, "Aren't you afraid?" and I say no, that's why. It isn't because I think the tool is weak. I think it's powerful. It's a gift. Again, it might be the first place anyone tells the truth, but I finally understand what my work is here, because it was never about having the best answers. The machine will always have more answers than I have, but that was never the point. My work was never to simply receive your truth. It was to help you cross the distance between telling it and living it. And you do not cross that distance only by being heard. You cross it by being met and held accountable to your action. By curiosity that reaches for what you're hiding. By nuance that reaches for what you can't say yet. By accountability that reaches back for you when you begin to disappear. A tool can only hold your truth. Only a person can help you change it. So here's what I'll leave you with. Use the tool. I mean it. Tell it the truth. Let it sit with you in the lonely hours. Let it be the first place you say the thing out loud. That's the beginning, and you are welcome to begin there. But do not mistake the beginning for the whole journey. Do not hand your becoming to something that cannot be curious about you, that cannot read the you beneath your words, that cannot reach back when you slip away. You are a human being. You were created across millennia from your ancestors. You were created to change in the presence of other human beings, face to face, breath to breath. Someone who is genuinely curious about you, who reads in you what you can't see or say, who actually cares whether you rise. That wiring is not a flaw to be optimized away. It's the deepest thing about you. So tell your truth wherever you can. Start anywhere, even at 2 a.m. to a machine. But when it's time to actually change your life, it's going to be human to human, heartbeat to heartbeat. Because the way you're going to heal is through your own humanity.